This is a special report from NAAOP. This is Peter Thomas. I'm the General Counsel of NAAOP and wanted to extend to all of our members and friends best wishes. Stay safe. This is a tough time in America and throughout the world. This is a special report and an update on a number of different issues that NAAOP continues to work on, albeit virtually, as many of you are doing across the country. It's been an exceptional March, and there's been a number of different issues that we've had to grapple with. Among them, of course, making sure that orthotic and prosthetic practitioners are safe, and above all, adhering to the directives of state officials and local officials to make sure that we try to do all we can to stop the spread of this virus. But there are real business realities and significant business harm that's taking place across the country. And NAAOP is trying to do all we can to provide resources to our members and to inform you of our agenda as it proceeds. Let me start with the bill that just passed on Friday. It's called the CARES Act. This past Friday was a major milestone. It was one of the largest bills ever passed by the Congress, a $2 trillion bill, which never would have been considered even 3 weeks ago. This is a bill that provides many different aspects of relief to industries and areas of the economy hit hard by the COVID-19 virus. Among them, small businesses. There's a $340 billion small business loan and forgivable loan program. We've been studying this program over the last couple of days, and NAAOP will be providing on its website some links as to how you can apply for some of these loans, which will be offered through the Small Business Administration. These loans are available to small businesses that they define that as less than 500 employees. So vast majority of O&P practices will clearly be eligible for these grants. There are some and loans. There are some specific requirements that need to be met. And you can find those by links that we'll provide on our site. Next is advanced Medicare payments. Just yesterday on Saturday, CMS announced as part of the implementation of the CARES Act, a advanced payment program for all Medicare providers and suppliers. And so orthotic and prosthetic practitioners and businesses, O&P practices, will be able to apply for advanced Medicare payments in order to keep their cash flow going. The way this works is that you will calculate over a 3-month period what your Medicare receipts were. It doesn't say the most recent 3-month period, but it does say 3-month period. And then you'll be able to put a claim in for that, for an advanced payment to the DME MAC. If you're approved, and there's only a few reasons why you won't be approved, like if you've got existing overpayments that you're paying back to the government, or if there's a fraud and abuse allegation against you. But generally, vast majority of O&P practitioners will be eligible for this program. You'll put in a claim, and within 7 days, the DME MAC is supposed to pay you that amount. Again, the average 3-month amount of revenue from Medicare. That will not need to be paid back for at least 4 months and as long as 210 days. And in fact, you can offset some of your new Medicare claims over the course of the next several months against those payments. So this is essentially a zero interest loan that Medicare will be making to all practitioners, all providers that provide services to the Medicare program. We have those links on our website. We encourage you to take advantage of those in order to maintain your cash flow. Between the two programs, the Small Business Loan Program, which those loans are forgivable if you maintain your workforce, and this advanced payments provision, we believe that these are significant programs to help small businesses and to help the O&P field in this very significant time of crisis. Next, we want to talk a little bit about what NAAOP did last week with respect to essential providers. As governors were starting to make their decisions about which providers within their states and which businesses could remain open and which ones would not, and become non-essential, essentially, NAAOP did issue a statement based on some feedback we received from our members, we reissued the statement to make sure that practitioners try to do everything they can to triage patients and to provide care to the most essential needs to meet their patient needs, but not put anyone, in particular O&P personnel, O&P practitioners, in harm's way. We do feel that it's important that O&P practitioners remain open if their state and local governments permit them to do so for the benefits of patients across the country. And again, encourage you to triage patients and provide those services that are most essential. Of course, manufacturers and suppliers are critical to providing timely prosthetic and orthotic care, and we believe those are essential businesses as well. Next, with respect to business insurance, the NAAOP published some materials from a law firm called Miller Friel. We have a relationship, a little bit of a partnership with Miller Friel. As I dug in and we looked at some of the insurance policies issued by Keller Fleming, it was clear that the vast majority of those policies do in fact have a virus exclusion. And by and large, that precludes, pretty much precludes coverage for business losses associated with COVID-19. We do encourage you to look at your policy to make sure that that viral exclusion is included. If it is not included, you've got a pretty good chance of us filing a claim for sure, whether or not you actually wind up recovering those losses through business insurance. If you didn't get your insurance through Keller Fleming, you should absolutely take a look at your policy to see whether it has a virus exclusion. Next includes prior authorization and competitive bidding. These are two programs that are set to occur in the next several months. Prior authorization of 6 prosthetic codes is set to occur in early May in 4 major states that are grappling with the COVID-19 virus: California, Texas, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. We have sent word to CMS requesting that that program be put on hold, at least for 6 months, preferably for a year, so that practitioners do not need to be worried about trying to identify new documentation, trying to work with physicians and therapists to get documentation lined up before care can be provided, given the national emergency that we're under. We in no way mean to take advantage of this situation. In fact, most of the field has grappled and kind of understands that prior authorization for these 6 codes is coming, but we don't think that this is the appropriate time to roll out a new program. Finally, with respect to competitive bidding of off-the-shelf orthotics, that is expected to go into effect on January 1. We have not yet approached CMS because we still have some time to make our case, but bottom line is that we don't feel that moving into a new competitive bidding program for orthotics and prosthetic, or for off-the-shelf orthotics, is the right time for that to occur when so many O&P practices may very well be in financial straits come the new year. So again, we're not trying to take advantage of this situation. We are simply trying to figure out a path, perhaps a 1-year delay before rolling out that OTS orthotics program. We'll provide more detail on that if and when we approach CMS with respect to that request. Finally, we need to say something about our fellowship program. The good news is that the selection committee selected 2 very fine candidates out of 6 applicants. We went through the whole process. We announced those candidates to the candidates themselves. I'm very pleased to say that Nikki Grace Strader, an OI, an osteo-integrated amputee patient, AK from Illinois, was one of the selectees, and the other fellow was Lucas DeLuca, currently residing in San Diego, has been an AK amputee since 2 years old, and actually has a master's degree in disability studies, and very much looks forward to coming to Washington. The selection committee and the executive committee of the NAAOP was forced to postpone the 2020 fellowship. It's horrible news. We're terribly upset about it, but we feel that this is the most reasonable and the safest thing to do in this time. We have no idea where we'll be in the summer. We don't think that the fellows would receive the kind of fellowship experience that the prior fellows received, and we simply have postponed this for a full year. We will invite both of those fellows back to be fellows if they're still available, and we look forward to continuing the NAAOP fellowship in 2021. With that, please consult our website, continue to obtain the resources that we're providing as well as other organizations are providing. We're all working together on this. We know it's a really tough situation, it's a tough time, and we thank you very much for listening today. Thank you.